Alright, good evening everyone. Welcome to Gaming with the Cats. I am Newt Mechanist, and tonight we are going to be playing modded Noita. Very modded Noita. Before we get into that though, we're going to check in with the cats. We have Weasley front and center there. Sammy and Tom. Sammy grafted onto Tom as she is wont to do in the upper right. Left side, Ember is napping away. Kind of precariously napping today. Then we have Rorschach over there on the right-hand side, napping on the table. He's got his little comfort toy with him. Sky is currently not visible. I don't know where he is. Probably off making trouble. The current change to the mod that I was trying to make for Noita was to add a new player sprite, and I did, and he's super cute. I think you'll like him. The problem being, something about what I've done has made it so he is not subject to any form of stain, which is a problem because fire is a special status condition that primarily goes away when you stain yourself. So the only way to remove fire with him currently is to smother the flames by going into a liquid. So that'll be a problem. But again, for whatever reason, non-damaging materials don't affect it. Trying to fix that. But yeah, here, let's pop on over. Yes, fire immunity will become increasingly valuable for this reason. So here, let's get into the light. Hey, new character sprite. Currently there's only one wand skin available, which is this little Buster Cannon. Yes, we can see the effect right here. I have to kind of smash something over my head to make it work. Oh, wow. Oh, that's why. 1 second. We'll have to turn that off. So we have a little bit of extra inventory again. I suspect it's something about the UV file for the game. Need liquids. Unfortunately, I can't figure out how to get it to actually do the generated object. Like it's supposed to. So death by fire is going to be really common tonight unless I can find liquid pools like that. Yeah, one of the things that you have to do to make it so something that can be stained is supply a UV file, and we're dead. And I totally did. For all, like, 50-some animations of the player file, I've got hotspots, UV, everything. But it's not working. So we can do things like we douse ourselves with Berserkium. Doesn't do a thing. I mean, we know our hitbox is working. And we know the player sprite during a kick or a throw is not quite working. As we can see, the last frame of a kick, he completely vanishes. So did you get your computer working again, Tass? Side note, getting the wands in this area to change shape is completely different than getting them to change shape in other areas. Well, actually, I changed it so they would. By default, the wands in the first area in Noita are actually hard-coded. There's a limited subset of them, and they're always the same. I have changed that. They have the same generation rules as the second floor now, the coal mine. Oh. Uh-oh. So I have to figure out why the last frame of kicking is not working. Oh, here's the eating animation. Just reiterating, there are a lot of animations for the player character. It is the biggest sprite sheet in the game. And sadly, a bunch of them are effectively redundant. Or don't actually do anything. There's that fire immunity. I will be eventually making more wand graphics, but for now. Oh yeah, I'm immune to that. Force of habit. Bombs. Not ideal. Can we get a better projectile for that? There we go. spell. Yep, there we go. Matter Eater. No, sir. But yeah, you know, not quite working modding attempts aside, how's everybody doing today? So it goes. Weird how so, Tess? Hey there, Ghost Rider. Alrighty. Yeah, hopefully I can figure out why it's refusing to use stains. Maybe I'll have to look at some other player sprite replacement mods and see if they did anything special. Sadly, there are a lot of instructions for Noita modding, like community documentation, that are pretty out of date. Yeah, it's generally a safe bet there, Lunar. Oh. Well. What do you mean, Ghost Rider? Oh, I'm immune to fire right now, as far as the lack of damage. This is one of our modded replacements for some of the perks. Heat Vents prevents fire damage. If I get 2 stacks of it, fire damage will heal me. Though it's not foolproof by any stretch. If an enemy hits me with a fire vulnerability effect, then it'll pierce it. Let's see. One has a lot of goodies on it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chainsaws aren't going very far. We'll have to work on that. In the meantime... That should remove Castellet. But we might be in a... Yeah, I think we're in a wraparound situation already. Yeah. One's already very good. Keep our eye out for a trigger. Got to be something about, like, status conditions or something that I'm missing. Was that thing still alive? How strange. There it goes. Huh. Unclear. Oh, built-in back and forth path. Oh, sea of beer. More lasers. I need to come up with a different effect for the, Oh. I think I need to come up with a different effect for the freezing rounds. I mean, it's cool, but that thing's not dying. Maybe the cold damage is healing it. That's got to be it. It's one of the dangers of stacking some of the damage types. Things like fire mages, ice mages. Those guys are healed by their respective damage types. To get around that, I need substantial none of that others of that damage type. Welcome back, Ghost Rider. Oh, we're not explosively immune, so liquid detonation would be a danger. Oh. Oil trail. Whoops. Luckily fire immune. Luckily fire immune. I do like how the overlong cape worked out. I may end up changing the color on the cape, but is good as is so far. Now, one thing you notice, see how he doesn't fit? The Catbot sprite is shorter but wider than the player, than the base player sprite. Oh, speaking of explosive immunity. And a shield. Changing the colors in the model would be possible. I'd have to dig around to make sure the code worked for it. There's also... but yeah, it's the whole model itself has to be changed to get the colors. The cape, I could probably just change the color by swapping out the sprite sheet. There's not really a big sprite sheet on the cape. Okay, let's see. Well, we can have some more of these. That's a bomb. That would be a good thing to change, like, the Spider Buddy into. Make an alternate version of it that's like some sort of orbiting yarn ball or something. Nice, nice. Oh, that's a laser. Laser. Good point. Little birdie flying around. For those of you that haven't played with us before, you'll probably notice folks periodically using exclamation points in chat. Those commands are some of the things that are driving the events in addition to the voting. Regular events go into a sort of once every minute roulette, and Thunderstone. And direct events sacrifice your catbot, if you have one, you can do this, in order to get additional effects, like this rain of bombs. Wait, I'm explosion and fire immune. These can't hurt me. I mean, mostly, but it seems like smoke might be radioactive gas, so they kinda can hurt me? Rainbow gas? Okay, yeah, rainbow gas. Oh! Somebody found a nuke wand. I even gave him swimming animation. See? Let me kick them little legs. Enemies that get really dangerous wands tend to be a threat very briefly. Here, and you go here. You go here. Then... I mean, it's neat looking, but it's not terribly effective for our purposes, given that it floods the place with radioactive gas. So remove those. We'll just switch back to using the bouncer. Actually, it's bubble time. I'm being slowly torn apart by that, the projectile damage on that bomber, though, so I need to be cognizant of that. So many lasers. Oh yeah, not an actual enemy, not an actual enemy. These built-in matter eater effects. Oh, Giganuke. So the matter eater is attached to the projectile when it fires, which is why the projectile, like, if it strikes something too quickly, there's a chance that it hardly does anything. Because the matter eater dies when the projectile does. Somebody's definitely got a laser on their event. Those, and one of those, and one of those, and that. Yeah, it's definitely funny since you tend to just get nothing. Any of the projectiles, like the physical object ones, can be kind of dangerous because of that. Okay, if we take... I thought there was... No. I thought I had trigger bubbles somewhere. Is it down there? No. Oh, there they are. Okay, so then he's into trigger bubbles. Oh yes, physical object acid trail is the pinnacle of good times. Or at least static object. Okay, so then we do one of these, and we put some chainsaws in here. Put the scatter in there. That drill, kind of redundant, but we're doing it. Some ducks. Dodge the laser. I mean, that's the way you gotta do it, Tass. Alternately, you can do it like this. Which is also effective. Alright, let's see that with the statue. I don't think it's as good this way, but I mean, it's still neat. So if you notice, that transmute of smoke into radioactive gas makes it so fire can hurt me. Yes, if you put in a exclamation point event, every time you get drawn from the hat, that event happens. And it will keep doing it until you change it. The direct event has to be triggered individually. I mean, it's not practical, but it's awesome. Neat. That's good enough. Ooh. Okay. Rotate you up. Okay. Still super dangerous, but neat. The double zigzag path is keeping it as this horrible solar lightning storm. I don't know if the spiral helps us here. Yeah, I don't like the spiral. Yeah, we bleed off a little health every time we get lit on fire because of the radioactive gas effect. This needs more damage. We can discard that now. Wow. Maybe just one divide by 4. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, we overwhelmed Duko's lightning defense. Oh, nice. Sadly, no. There could be. I could make such a thing. In order to become immune to radioactive gas, you have to change the player material vulnerability string. So every entity has a list of materials that hurt it when they touch them. So lava doesn't intrinsically hurt anything. It's that pretty much every creature has lava in their stuff that hurts me file. So to become immune to that, you have to go into the player, extract that string, piece it apart by commas, do the same thing to the damage entity files, where it says there's a corresponding string that says this is how much damage that material does. You piece them apart into pairs, remove the one for the stuff that you don't want to work anymore, and then rebuild the string, put both of them back on the player. Which is a hassle. But it's doable. 100% doable. More perks are definitely on the list of things I need to do. Poor Catbot's getting caught in it. But if I set up a system for doing that, Ghost Rider, I could also do fun things like acid shots, where you get kind of a lesser acid trail at the same time that you get acid immunity. We're going to leave Bouncy. Not good for this setup. Well, this thing will just eviscerate Colmy, so maybe we'll try to sidetrack to maybe like the Wizard's Tower? We'll see. Beam. On the plus side, the massive lightning projectiles kind of dissolve earthquakes. Onward! So while I'm immune to most damage types and partially resistant to physical, or at least resistant to physical, I'm still affected by the impact. So things like those little explosions can kick me around. That's not going to keep us from pulling the trigger, though. Just waiting to get caught in one of those beams, though. Huh. Didn't think we were that close to the surface there. Open fire, pause for effect. Wow. Lots of catbots caught in that mess. Surprised we haven't managed to get an outbreak yet. I mean, a full outbreak. Alright, let's constrain them a little bit. Limits the destructive potential, but makes it so that we can navigate a little easier. Exactly. I mean, I think we're at kind of optimum as far as lag consideration right now. Sort of where you want to be, that nice little everything's laggy but it's not freezing the game kind of scenario. There we go. Maybe? There we go. Ooh. If you fire it point blank, it's still a bit of a problem. We don't normally go through the trouble of this kind of thing, but... Take that, scenery. Those are a hassle. Those are the doppelgangers from the alchemy lab. That one got him. Fungus. A lot more radioactive gas. Uh-oh. Wow, that was emitting freezing vapor. Oh, freezing liquid. That one was void liquid. Eldari, dead. Last time we came in here, the terrain was so borked up from shifts that everything had pretty much turned into liquid. That eventuality is no longer possible, but it was still a thing. We're getting a lot of coincidental kills. Oh, ghost worm. They're the ghost emblem or statues, just like in the ice cavern. Well, that was a mimic. Up through the hell layer. Goodbye, Steve. That being the Greed Curse run, I believe, amongst other things. These are the really good wands that are hard-coded, which I could also change, but I didn't, because we almost never come here. Back up to the mountain. Let's go pick on the desert boss, huh? You can see the spikes from the lasers. Those are going to be all over. They'll also create an opportunity for shortcuts later. Take that, turtles. Oh, excuse me. One of the side effects of the character being shorter is that when the Matter Eater comes out, it can take effect right under your feet, so it digs you down a little bit every time you fire. Do. More mushroom clues. It is neat, all the temples and sort of passive lore that they do have in the game. I'm not fond of the side quests that they created. They're kind of somewhat silly, maybe? Low Weasley, yes. Looks like Ember shifted to a safer position. She was almost dangling off the bottom of that pillow. Hello, Pyramid Boss. Come on, open your shell. There we go. Wonder if we can handle the power plant. Yeah, that's something we've never done before. You gotta love that double lightning arc going off like that. I think blood might have been turned into void liquid. Boop. I mean, it limits the possibility of an outbreak, that's for sure. Oh. Better. Wait, oh, random Zeta. Alright, anything on this wand that I want? Nope. And also nope. Okay, cursed rock. Can't remember if it's to the right of the chasm or the left of the chasm. Those times when you wish you had a teleport wand. Ah, here we go. Fungal Cavern. Yeah, I do eventually plan to have the wands be different shapes based on their base stats. I had originally thought that's what they did, but then I looked in the files and there are just 1,000 different wands. The stats don't actually matter. They just created them following a convention. That's how I changed all of the wands to be this little Buster Cannon looking thing. Is I went into the wand generation logic, well, in the list of wands. And just said, for every wand in this list, change it to look like this one. And I'll be able to do that same thing. Just gotta... Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Spells to bombs. Yeah. There we go, power plant. Yeah, I'll probably remove that explosion. actually. I wonder. What if I do this? Disappointment. That's what happens. Mock on to me all you want, sir. We do. Oh, there he is. And there he goes. Goodbye. And there's the map perk. I was kind of expecting more, but I don't really know why. Everything feels so squishy after 36 Orb Comey, you know? Oh, one of them tagged us with Twitchy. No wonder the game's going haywire. Getting hit by a polymorph attack is still the most dangerous thing that we could face right now. Saved by the shield. I don't know that we'd actually be able to beat the wizard boss. Is he in the wizard's den or the magical temple? They have a very powerful weapon. It's just, you know, it's indiscriminate. Little super shield friend can't save you now. Well, that was exciting. That's with a spell fizzle. Alright. Let's see if this goes as haywire as I'm worried of. Hey, bud. Oh, there we go. So with that guy, you have to do damage to the, I can't remember if it's the red or the purple ones. But if you hit the wrong one, it inflicts damage back to you. Go get him, minecart. Some of the dirt became mud. Yeah, let's see where this takes us. Well, something into rainbow gas. That could be fun. Maybe we can get some static object acid trail going. Flood the whole region with acid. Definitely be a good way of dealing with the mage area. Just not deal with it at all. Oh, excellent. Teleport bolts. Losing health, losing health. And a lot of wand improvements. Okay. Bombers. Well, that's an auto buy. Double damage. Hey, Steve, hold this. Whack! Look at that Castellet, though. Blah. You, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Whoops. Well, wrong button. Too bad. Making the monies. Oh, slime into rainbow. Interesting. It's like it's not being hurt by being telekinetically grabbed. Didn't know it worked that way. Oh, no, never mind. I stand corrected. Snip. Gotta go for the perk lotto. So, overcharged weaponry will double the damage of the attacks, but it adds a chunk of delay in recharge. Bad. Ooh. Need to make a animation for a perk. Not bad. I mean, it's very effective, but that cast delay will be a problem for now, so we're gonna... That'll do for now. Bit of electrical immunity. Trigger bubbles. Okay. Ow. Oh, wow. Alright, pack snow into Hell Rock. Ah, nauseating gas. Don't know what turned into it, but just about anything's bad. It might be smoke. It's freezing vapor, that's not a big deal. Yep, freezing vapor into nauseating gas. That's okay. Nauseating gas won't kill you as fast as radioactive or freezing vapor, but it will steadily kill you if it's frequently present. Just got a noticeable damage spike because of this. Alright, so we're going to grab this wand in order to get Downward Larpa. Then we're going to grab these two rainbow trails. And we just need a static that's not a explosive canister. We'll grab the color purple too. Anything good? Let's find out. Oh, an upward larpa too. And it looks like metal into cheese, maybe? Most of my damage is cold damage coming off of this, so the machines can largely ignore it. Dive into the blood. We definitely got some goodies that time. Nope. Not quite enough to beat a Scode. It's totally working forever, guys. Forever. Wait a minute. Oil is Flamox. And Toxic Sludge is Lively Concoction. Decent chance. Concentrated mana and Lively Concoction. Divide by 10 and divide by 3. There's a start. There's a very dead Catbot. But yeah, that was your glimpse into the inner workings of this nightmare. Uh-oh. That's burning nano. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, the probability that things are going to continue to break is quite high. We replace those, maybe, with the event system. Ow. Now instead of redeeming points, you put your event into the queue, and you can sacrifice your Catbot for a big event. So it's just like Mayhem events in a couple of ways. You use exclamation point event, and then the same Mayhem handling to put your event into the pool. That will happen once a minute, that kind of thing. You can also use exclamation point direct and the same Mayhem handling. And that will make it so that your Catbot is sacrificed. You have to have one for this to work. And if it is, then you get a 10-point event. By default, the grab bag events are 1-point events, but every time your event isn't chosen from the bag, it gets 1 point stronger. Have I mentioned that I keep forgetting that I've got as directed by and bouncing shots? You get a cat bot whenever your event is chosen. Same way. Same as like redeeming stuff. It's at the start of the run or if your event goes off. No, Lunar, it might not. It will keep accumulating more points. But the more points a particular event is worth, the more likely it will be chosen. You can if you keep your cat bot around, if your cat bot stays around. If you have a cat bot just as the house is going to go off, you can use direct. That'll happen almost right away. I mean, there's no end to it. Technically, the more people that are in the event bag, the less frequent your event will be, but the bigger your event is likely to be over time. So, given, depending on how, lucky you are, you could have a multi-boop, like a dark boop that is big enough to have multiple dark boops. Yes, it does. Well, it doubles at 5 and 10. So, if you do, if you have your cat bot and you sacrifice it, you get a dark boop by default unless you say small, medium, or multi, in which case you would get 10 or 2 lower size boops. So what that would mean is if your event isn't chosen once, you get 2 small boops. If your event isn't chosen twice, you'll get 3, and so on. Every time your event is chosen, you will get the same number of points if it's not a direct. A direct doesn't trigger the catbot. If your event is chosen, you'll get the points in catbot levels. This is a bit of a nightmare run, folks. We have as directed by, and we have smoke into freezing vapor. Technically, Lunar, it's when you set your event. If you use a exclamation point event, that becomes your event. Yeah. So if you do another event, that replaces your event. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look at the code. I don't know if I made it reset the weight when you do that. Yep. Every person can have an event in the list. Uh-oh. Like that. It requires more people. So, when an event starts, Like, when you have when an event is going to be chosen, by default, every event has a weight of 1. They're all equally likely to be picked. Every time it's not picked, its weight goes up, as well as its point value. Yeah. So, let's say your event isn't chosen twice. Your event is now 3 times more likely than any other event to get chosen. Yes. So, if you put your event in as Boop, upwards of once a minute, a Boop could happen. Yes. If you change it, it will be whatever you change it to. So, if, say, you're the only one in chat, then your event will always be chosen. It will always be level 1, and you will always have a cat bot, so you can do a direct right after it. Effectively, there can be about 1 direct a minute, with a extra bonus set of directs right at the start of a run, and there is 1 random event per minute. Or 1 grab bag event per minute, I should say. It's not random. The regular event happens once a minute, maybe. Give or take a couple of seconds. You can't see it, but in the background, I am just hammering Lua. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get that Google Doc made so that as I add more and more events, I don't have to worry about the stream bot. Oh, wow. I don't know who's got that wand, but I want it. Ow, 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 ow. Did I get him? Oof. Technically I could do that kind of thing. That would happen over on the C# side of the horrible abomination that I've made to make this work. Ah, okay, that's why it looked so cool. It's delayed orbs. Meh. You here. Spells. Do you wanna sit with me, Sky, or do you want to sit over there? Make up your mind. Let's see. Oh. Multi-boop fired. Smother the flames. Oh no. Oh no. It caught me not paying attention. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Figuring out if I can get the staining to work on this little guy again. Let's get the, pull the cord, pull the cord, pull the cord, pull the cord, pull the cord. Wow. There we go. It's a subtle sound. Alright, we have something into mushroom powder again. If... Is it... Okay, okay, thank you. So that's technically possible, maybe. So, let me give you an idea of the pieces of this mod. So, of course, there's the Noita side, which I showed you guys in painful detail. There is a program called StreamerBot that is talking to Twitch and YouTube. Mostly it's listening to Twitch and YouTube. And then, in between the two, there is my Noita integration program that is a little C# service, more or less, running. And what it does is it talks to StreamerBot and pulls everything that it says and interprets it for Noita purposes. And that's a hostile mushroom. What terrible thing has the shifting wrought? Oh, and side note, the way that I'm using the chat right now, I have the little chat program set up to filter out exclamation point commands, so I can't see if you use a direct. That's why it doesn't show up in the little chat feed over my head. Oh no. Oh no, not again. Okay, so there's a whole lot of fungus powder down here. Oh my god. We're doomed. Oh, look at that. Okay, so what's happening here? Two common materials got turned into two types of fungal powder. One of them is friendly fungal powder. That's the kind of thing that, that's how... It's not cordyceps, but the one that converts... There's one that converts slime into mushrooms. What's actually happening is that slime is being turned into friendly fungal powder. So there's that. Those are the blue mushrooms. There is another type of fungal powder that shows up in the overgrown cavern biome with the giant mushroom monsters. That is hostile fungal powder. That's where the yellow ones are coming from. They both consider themselves enemies of each other, so they attack each other in the way that they do, which is to hurl themselves at each other and explode. But it seems like some byproduct of this process is to create more of them. So what may be happening is that, say, fungus might be hostile fungal powder. So as soon as a blue one explodes, it could create a hostile yellow one. So it's this self-perpetuating doom here. It's really cool. Alright. Whatever we had was turned into Flummox right away. Some spells. We got... Dirt was very briefly gold. Now it's sand. Water is Berserkium. Oh, alchemic precursor. Oil is pheromone, yeah. Turned into precursor. Wow, something is Draught of Midas. Okay, slime is Flummox, so it's not that. Blood. Blood is Draught of Midas. Well, if this sticks, goodbye Hisi base. At least money is not currently a concern. But we still have the terrible combo that is smoke into freezing vapor. That's a good starter. Okay, coal into sand, blood into Draught of Midas. Think gunpowder into volcanic sand, maybe? Man, lava might be Midas, too. Oh. Medium boop. Follow. Oh. That was a 7-point boop. That was a medium and 2 smalls. But yeah, you can definitely see the overtime system at work right now. Because that spell event was 3 points. So ideally, I can fix it so that this little guy can be affected by stains again. If not, what I'm going to have to do is go into the logic for the different status conditions and see if I can change them somewhat. Oh man, the choices, but fire immunity is better. At least for now, since fire is, like, aside from damage surfaces, is the next thing that's likely to kill us. Uh-oh. It's hard to remember that we're in the ice caves and not the jungle. So there's transformed Draught of Midas into actual Draught of Midas in that jar. All the boops. Oh, fungal blood is alchemic precursor. And loose snow is fungus. Jeez. This run is magical but weird. Fire boosters. I wanted to come up here because of this. Isn't that neat? Now I'm firing into it because that causes it to remember that it's actually Midas. That is Nano. Okay, luckily there's no blood to let it transform, but wow. Okay, we're gonna have to do this in stages. Notice that the nano didn't change. Nano is not a liquid. Oh. Yes, I drank the nano on purpose because I want to do this. Since I drank it, I can't get rid of the stain until it wears off. But you can see every second it's taking a percentage chunk of my HP. So something in that pool is considered to be hot because it's burning the nano up. Which in turn gets up there, and then you can see the falling nanoparticles. Well, let's see how far the damage will reach. Ow. Alright, let's go back down to the, quote-unquote ice caves. Don't really have a way to tunnel in to get that. Wonder if that'll eventually make it through here. Oh, now it will. I need to know. Okay, it reloaded the chunk. Yep, nano's falling. Here it comes. Uh-oh. Dive! Oh, nope, got me. Oh. I put a lot of effort into making those boops look cool, so I'm glad they get so much screen time. Oh, nice. We just got Gambler, which gave us Trick Blood Money and Overcharge Weaponry. You bully. I mean, you've got to. I was kind of waiting for that to happen while I was climbing up that. I was like, I wonder how many I'm going to have to deal with. Wow. All of these jars have been transformed into worm pheromone over here. There's going to be a lot of worm pheromone in this run. That was a triple. Hello, Tom. Come on. Is it your turn, huh? So many wand improvements have happened tonight, folks. Doesn't matter how expensive the spell is, we can pretty much rapid fire it. The difficulty becomes getting enough to do that. Or getting enough spells at once that it matters. Alright, that could work. I'm gonna make sure I look at the kick animations. Uh-oh. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but personal gravity field is always a little off to your right. was a weird decision, but it's either that or somebody just misapplied it. Which is a distinct possibility. Maybe hard to see, but in addition to the cape on the player Catbot, he's got a little crown made of corrupt nano. There is not a stun event. There is a stun vote. Stun is one of those ones that I definitely relegate to random. Since then you have to be opportunistic as opposed to just having to since stun is actually remarkably powerful. Yes. That is the concept there, maybe. Longer term, eventually I'm going to reskin more and more of the game. And potentially make a little side game project I've been futzing with for a long time. Ow. And part of that is the idea that you have a Catbot that is going haywire, leading the other ones back into the factory. Oh. That was a 5-point boop. Just gonna take the damage amp. The worm crystal has more than shattered. Let's go for the old classic. It's hard to beat the classics of increased lifespan and a luminous drill. This is the kind of weapon that I beat Comey with the first time, sans the extra explosions. So many boops. Yeah, One of the things I would like to do about that, maybe, is have something on the screen that says whose event got picked. Like maybe down there near where it says Battle Royale. So if you're watching, you can see, hey, that's my event. That means I've got a Kappa. Sea bounce, sea bounce, sea bounce. Oil is also worm pheromone. Oh, yes. There have been so many wand improvements tonight that it's largely meaningless at this point. There's nothing that costs enough mana to counteract these. I mean, if I got enough letters together, maybe. Yeah, like creating a sun or similar could be a thing. Doo-doo. Do that again. Here we go. Oh, nice. There are not. Direct is just like the events. It just gives you 10 points outright. Yep. Some of these are subject to change, you know. But most of the events are pretty powerful if you feed them 10, let alone, like, 30 or something. I mean, I can't say I'm expecting to get enough people to trigger that in there. But in theory, a level 100 boop would be 10 dark boops spaced 3 seconds apart. I mean, technically, or, 100 single boops or 20 medium boops. Now, see, that would definitely be plausible. Where essentially your event donates to the next event. That was a 7. Oh, definitely. It might have an even better than 1-to-1 ratio since it takes 2 people, essentially at least 2 people to do it. Alright, if we just grab this one to get a trigger. Yeah, something at least like that. It'd at least be, the number of points of the donated event plus, or the donation event plus, plus 1 minimum. So it's better than triggering it outright. Yeah, I like the idea of that one. I'll have to look at how we... Ooh, Giga Black Hole. Or Omega Black Hole, I should say. Okay, this is a bad idea. Though sadly my attacks were powerful enough to just punch through the landscape. We'll have to try that again later. Worm yeets itself past at Mach 1. And again. One of the things I do enjoy about the system is it lets you participate in the voting stuff passively. Like, you can queue up your event, and then you can just let it ride. If you want to do more, you can do more. If you don't, then you've got your event in the list, and you're contributing to the madness. Close there. You've got to kind of anticipate the timing of the vote going off if you want to get that boop combo there. Oh, hey, double. Oh, now if I want to heal, I can drink toxic sludge. No, wait. No, that won't do toxic damage. Wow, we've actually got enough cost with this firing at that pace. Ooh, a bomber. We're spending ever so much mana on this thing. Is that? Every now and then I get a screen hitch. I wonder if I'm taxing Noita with the number of stuff in the files that it has to read. I'd like to say it's relatively optimized, but then I'm also talking about Lua scripts in Noita, and I don't know how meaningful that would be. But as far as like the part that I'm thinking about, the chat relay, it's not going to be terribly efficient because I can't pass the messages like one-to-one. I have to pass all of the messages that have ever existed in a big batch and then tell it you only need to read these messages. Now, longer term, in the future, I could try to rig it up so it assumes that there won't be so many messages that you can't skip some in the file. But not as confident about that. Oh no, oh no! I dodged the wrong way. Oh, that's going out with a bang, folks. Oh, wrong button. This button. Quite dead. Quite dead. Oh, man. Well, that was a good run. I do again apologize for the impromptu coding stream. I'm fine with doing those if you guys enjoy it, but I did not intend for it to be one. That's right, maybe. Boops love ending runs, and frankly, if you're gonna end a run, that's the tool to do it with. Oh, yes. But, let's see. I do want to thank folks here, iSor12 for following, as well as all my supporters on Twitch and Patreon, scrolling by on the right of the screen there. If you would like to join the community, I have a link to the Discord there. Screenshot it, I guess. Let me check. Do I have a link to that in my About page? I should. Let me just verify for us, huh? I do not. I should add that. Yep, I should add that. But Discord server, that's where, among other things, you can make suggestions on what kind of things I'm putting into the mod for events and similar, as well as see pictures of the cats. If you aren't familiar with my YouTube channel, I do have a link to it, or I do have the name of it right there. Same thing, New Mechanist. Also for my Patreon and my Ko-fi if you'd like to consider supporting the channel. Now, with all of that said, let's do a raid, since we are on Twitch and we have that option. Oh, hey, Atlas Voss is playing Peglin. Let's swing on over there. All right, again, folks, thanks for watching today, and I will see you again on Thursday. where we will be on YouTube.